Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're taking a deep dive into something that is literally changing the game in modern kitchens right now: induction cooking. If you've been sitting there wondering if this is just a passing trend or maybe a fancy, overpriced alternative to your trusty gas range, well, as you'll see as we dig into the research, induction is actually a massive leap forward in cooking technology. By the end of this explainer, you're going to see exactly why professional chefs, van life adventurers, and everyday home cooks are all making the switch.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the magic of magnetic cooking, how to prep your kitchen, the absolute best built-in cooktops out there, top portable burners, and finally, how to make the switch.
First up, Section 1, the magic of magnetic cooking, the science behind the heat.
Now, to really get why these things perform the way they do, we've got to solve a little mystery first. Picture this. You put a pot of water on a sleek black glass surface. You crank it to high. In minutes, it's at a rolling boil. But if you lift that pot and carefully touch the glass right next to where it was sitting, it's completely cool. I mean, how on earth does a cold pane of glass boil water so incredibly fast?
Well, the secret is all about that copper coil hidden underneath. Driven by an inverter, it creates an oscillating magnetic field. We're talking 20 to 50 kilohertz here. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens next. That magnetic field induces what are called eddy currents right inside the magnetic base of your pan. So there's no actual flame, there's no glowing red radiant element. The cooktop itself isn't what's getting hot. The pan actually becomes the heater through electrical resistance. The glass, it only gets a tiny bit warm just from the residual heat of the hot pan sitting on it.
And because the pan itself is the heat source, the efficiency numbers are just staggering. Take a look at these yellow bars from the Department of Energy. Induction transfers a massive 85 to 90% of its energy straight into your food. Compare that to a smooth-top electric stove at maybe 74 to 77%, or your classic gas burner, which tops out at a pretty dismal 32 to 40%. Seriously, with gas, you're basically just heating the air around your pot, wasting energy, and sweating in your kitchen. Induction puts the heat exactly where it belongs.
Moving right along to Section 2, prepping your kitchen. Let's get you ready for the upgrade.
All right, so if you're sold on the science, hold your horses before you go drop any cash. There are 3 absolute non-negotiable things you have to check first to make sure your kitchen is ready. Number 1 is electrical. Premium built-in induction units pull serious power, up to 10,800 watts, so you absolutely need a dedicated 240-volt, 40 to 50 amp circuit. If you don't have that, you've got to factor an electrician into your budget. Number 2, test your cookware. And number 3, measure your cutout clearance like your life depends on it. A 30-inch cooktop needs a 28.5-inch space, and a 36-inch needs 34.5 inches. Always measure twice.
Let's zoom in on Step 2, your cookware. Induction completely relies on ferromagnetic pans, so go grab a magnet off your fridge and stick it to the bottom of your favorite pots. If it grabs on tight, you are golden. Things like cast iron, carbon steel, and most modern stainless steel will pass with flying colors. But if you're working with pure aluminum, pure copper, or glass, those are going to fail the test entirely. So if your whole kitchen is stocked with aluminum, you'll definitely need to budget for some replacement pans before upgrading.
All right, on to Section 3, best built-in cooktops. The heavyweights for permanent remodels.
So, let's say your kitchen is prepped, your electrical panel is beefed up, and you're ready for a serious, permanent upgrade. Looking through the research for a 36-inch built-in, the Bosch benchmark consistently stands out. It perfectly balances raw power, precision, and an awesome user experience. If you have the budget for a premium mainstream remodel, this is absolutely where you want to start looking.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what that $3,699 MSRP actually buys you. Yes, it boils 6 quarts of water in an insanely fast 5 minutes and 42 seconds, but with induction, you're really paying for acoustic politeness and exact simmer precision, not just raw boil speed. See, cheaper inverters kind of just click on and off harshly, which causes loud buzzing and annoying temperature jumps. The Bosch uses a continuous inverter. It holds a perfect 180-degree simmer within 2 measly degrees Fahrenheit, features that awesome flex induction 2-zone bridging, and it runs at a whisper-quiet 37 decibels.
But hey, what if you love the idea of flagship induction but really resent paying that premium for a European nameplate? Well, the research heavily points to the GE Profile 36-inch as an incredible value alternative.
At $2,499, this unit isn't absolute steal. It basically delivers 85% of the flagship experience for just 68% of the price. You're looking at a 5-minute and 58-second boil time, so literally just 16 seconds slower than the Bosch. It holds a simmer within plus or minus 3 degrees, and it still gives you those high-end synchronized elements for griddles. The only real catch? The cooling fan is audibly louder at 42 decibels, and the touch controls might need a slightly firmer tap.
Now, if we pivot to the absolute peak of built-in luxury, for those of you with complex cooking needs and zero budget constraints, we find the Thermador Freedom.
Okay, so this one sits at $5,599, and it literally reinvents the cooking surface. There are no circles or drawn zones on the glass at all. Underneath, it's a full surface cooking area backed by an array of 48 interlocking induction elements. You can put literally any size pan anywhere on the glass, and it just auto-detects it. Move your pan to the back right corner while you're cooking. The heat seamlessly follows the pan without missing a beat. It even has a full visual display built right into the glass to show you the power level for every single pot. It's truly breathtaking tech.
Let's shift gears. Section 4, Top Portable Induction Burners. Versatility and precision anywhere. So, built-ins are fantastic, but what if you're renting an apartment, traveling in an RV, or you just really need an extra burner for Thanksgiving dinner? Let's talk about the incredible world of portables. These plug right into a standard 120-volt wall outlet, no electricians needed. They are lower cost, perfect for tiny spaces, and surprisingly awesome for culinary hobbyists. Plus, think about it. If a portable breaks, you just buy a new one and plug it in. No waiting around 3 weeks for a specialized repair tech to fix a shattered glass cooktop.
Let's move to and see how this builds into something for the real culinary hobbyists. We have to look at the Breville Polyscience Control Freak. As the folks at Sizzle and Sear famously put it, it's like sous vide on steroids. It gives you that perfect exact temperature water bath precision, but straight into a pan. It's the ultimate high-end portable unit.
Get this, the Control Freak lets you dial in the exact temperature anywhere from 77 degrees to 482 degrees Fahrenheit. It actively checks the temperature of your pan an incredible 20 times a second, using a sensor right through the glass, and it even comes with a probe to check the liquid inside the pot. This makes those notoriously difficult tasks, like tempering chocolate, making delicate custards, or holding perfect deep-frying oil, just absolutely foolproof.
Now, on the completely opposite end of the budget spectrum, we find a unit heavily favored by the van life and off-grid overlanding communities, the New Wave Pick Flex. This is a much more accessible portable option.
So the crucial point is practicality, especially for off-grid travelers like Helgi and Lisa from Grit Overland. Dealing with onboard propane inside a camper van is a huge hassle. This compact little powerhouse boils water in a third of the time of their old propane setup. It even lets you restrict the wattage to 600, 900, or 1300 watts so you don't fry your van's battery bank, and it slides effortlessly right into a drawer. And if you're bouncing down a dirt road and this thing somehow fails, swapping it out for a new one is entirely stress-free compared to repairing a permanent cooktop.
Bringing it all home. Section 5, Making the Switch, the Future of Cooking.
We've covered the science, how to prep your kitchen, the luxury built-ins, and the super versatile portables. And the ultimate takeaway from all this research is simple. Induction isn't just a gas replacement. Assuming you have the right magnetic cookware, it is an undeniable massive upgrade. It outperforms every other fuel type. It brings your water to a boil way faster, holds your simmers more accurately, keeps your kitchen completely cool, prevents accidental burns, and cleaning up is literally just wiping down cool glass because food doesn't bake onto it.
The data is totally clear, and the performance speaks for itself. The only real question left standing isn't whether induction is the right move, it's which of these incredible models belongs in your kitchen's future. Take a minute, think about your cooking style, double-check that electrical panel, grab a magnet, and confidently go make your upgrade. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and happy cooking.